Hello everyone, I am Dr. Gauri Pimpralikar, gynecologist practicing in Nasik since past 10 years. Today I am going to talk about PCOS, the talk of the town, maybe the talk of the world, because the number of cases are increasing. Right now when we are saying number of cases, it comes to mind the COVID thing. But yes, equally the number of cases of PCOS are increasing worldwide. In India, if you see, every 2 to 3 girls amongst the 5 girls are PCOS, having PCOS. Every 2 women amongst the 5 women are having PCOS. So, what is this PCOS? If I want to have the long form, polycystic ovarian syndrome or the polycystic ovarian disease, PCOS or PCOD, both are same. Okay. Now, if we see what is the normal menstrual cycle happening in all the girls, every month 1 or 2 follicles starts growing either from right or left ovary. Simultaneously, the endometrial thickness, that is the internal lining of the uterus, also grows. Around 14th day of the cycle, usually the follicle ruptures, the ovum comes out of the follicle and ovary, picked up by the fallopian tube, and it is waited there for around 24 to 48 hours to get fertilized by sperm. If there is no fertilization, then definitely the signals go to the brain and necessary hormones start growing, and then after 14 days you get your normal menstrual period, that is the bleeding. Now all this process, it's very simple to speak, simple to hear, but equally it is very complicated as multifactorial things are there. Multiple hormones are involved, mainly FSH, LH, estrogen, and progesterone. Some or other time we all must have heard these terminologies during our science books, during 9th standard or 11th, 12th standard. Be at least aware of these hormones, that estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen is a hormone which is giving us all the feminine characteristics like our shiny soft skin, silky hair, a good figure, and the confidence. So these hormones should be there in the right amount at the right time. The equation is very simple. We want all these hormones in our body to be there, to get secreted at the right time and in the right amount. Whenever the ratio or whenever the timing or whenever the levels of these hormones are getting disturbed, then definitely we are going to get disturbed menstrual cycle, resulting into PCOD. In PCO, what is happening, that lot many immature follicles are forming at one time, and that is why there is no follicle is getting matured at a particular time. So there is no rupture of the follicle, and that is how these follicles keep on growing, get filled with the water, and these water filled follicle is called cyst. And when such multiple cysts are forming, so multiple is called poly. So this is how the polycystic ovarian syndrome or disease is happening. Now, two things. First, we'll see what are the reasons for this polycystic ovarian disease. Whatever I have I see day to day in my OPD. The mainly 4 things I always find. First is stress, mental and physical, both the stress. Physical stress, I would say there is no exercise, there is no proper grooming, there is no proper lifestyle is maintained by these girls. Second, mental stress. When I'm saying mental stress can be in any form. For college girls, it could be like the friends. Now the social media, a very simple example I would say, okay, my friend has got 100 likes on Facebook for her pic and I got only 10. That could be the biggest reason for their stress at that particular age. Or somewhere, okay, somebody, my best friend or my colleagues didn't like my post on Instagram, but my friend's post has got many likes than my post. These are few very small but very common reasons to have stress for these teenager girls. When we see the PCOD, the age group, what is the age group which is going to get hit by this PCOD? So I would say it's a reproductive age group, say around 15-16 years till 45 years. Now the second thing is irregular sleep. Nowadays, if you see, everybody has got this smartphone, and whenever you are going to your bed, you are going with your smartphone. And when you start watching your phone, some videos on Facebook or WhatsApp or Instagram or Twitter, whatever may be the social media you are using, but you all forget that you are losing your precious time of your beauty sleep. I would say beauty sleep. Why beauty sleep? Because of course, if you get adequate 7 to 8 hours sleep at a stretch, it is going to give you the good relaxation to your body, having a secretion of positive hormones, and definitely it is going to look you beautiful. So I call it as a beauty sleep. Okay. So first thing, we are losing our sleep. Okay, our sleep cycle and patterns are disturbed because of this maximum stress factors, as well as the smartphones, computer. Few people have got late night jobs, night shifts. Of course, that is one of the major reason for their disturbed sleep and disturbed hormonal balance. And then comes like irregular food habits. I always say, what is irregular food habits? Like today I'm having my breakfast at 9 am, tomorrow it will be like 10 am, and then day after I don't know whether I'm going to have my breakfast or I'm going to skip. So this is, I always say that it's a irregular food habit. So I won't recommend that you should go on crash dieting or something. Of course not. But then definitely when I say diet, so what is the definition of diet? It's the right food at right time. That's it. You don't need to make yourself starve, or you don't need to skip your meals, or you don't need to skip all your favorite food items. Absolutely no need. Okay. And the fourth and the most important thing is coming up is lack of exercise. So lack of exercise in previous era, when like our moms, or more than that, grandmothers, if you see, they had a big houses, and at the same time they had to do lot many household works like grinding at home, then getting water out of the well, then sweeping, cleaning. Nowadays you just on the tap and there is a water, you just put on the button and there is a mixer grinder. So lot many things have changed, and they have made our lifestyle sedentary lifestyle. Okay, and this sedentary lifestyle is making us put on weight, obese. Simple example, if you see, like around 10-15 years back, if you want to have XL or double XL size dresses, you have to actually choose the shop, because not all shops used to keep all these sizes. Small, medium and large sizes were easily available. But now if you see, every shop has got double XL, triple XL. Why? Because they also have accepted this changing trend that all females or maximum girls and women are getting bigger in size. So it's like, globally accepted. So that is I would say that is the mark, or that is the point where we can actually study ourselves, and retrospectively we can think that, see how we are going towards that obesity, and we are heading towards the PCOS. Now, how to diagnose the PCOS? Simple. It has got its own signs and symptoms, but the signs and symptoms will be different according to the age. If teenager girl is suffering with PCOS, definitely she will be coming with irregular menstrual cycle, sometimes like once in a 2-3 months, or sometimes no menstrual cycle, or sometimes very scanty bleeding, and otherwise few of them are coming with menorrhagia, like excessive bleeding. This is the first and foremost sign where we can actually get an alarm or a warning sign why she is getting irregular periods. Second thing, when we are talking about PCOD, 80 to 90% PCOD are obese PCOD, overweight PCOD, and hardly 10% are lean or thin PCOD. Okay. Second thing comes when we are talking about signs and symptoms, that they can develop hyperpigmented skin, like on the nape of the neck, or underarm skin can be a hyperpigmented skin. Third thing, definitely there could be a male pattern hair growth. The upper lips, the side cheeks, just like males have got beard, so they can develop that kind of hair growth. Then fourth thing, they can have actually a male pattern baldness, like they are losing their hair, scalp hair, and it would be typical like male pattern baldness. Why these male pattern I'm insisting? Because there is a hormone called testosterone, which is supposed to be the male hormone. It increases in the female's body, and it gives rise to all these kind of symptoms to the patient. Then when we are talking about the girl who is married and planning for pregnancy, then definitely she can come up with the primary infertility, that she is not able to get pregnant, she is not able to conceive. Or sometimes they come up with the history of repeated abortions. Okay, they are getting pregnant, but yes, they are getting aborted again and again and again. Again, why all these things happening? In a simple language, I would say it's a chemical locha. We all know this word, okay? So it's all because of the hormonal imbalance. They are facing all these things. And then the again most important, when we are crossing the age of 35, all of a sudden the women are getting diagnosed with diabetes, and now their question is, I haven't eaten anything sweet much, or I used to work so hard, or I used to exercise. Then where this diabetes came from? So basically, remember, when I'm talking about the hormonal imbalance, it's not just FSH, estrogen, progesterone. It is thyroid, prolactin, and insulin. And PCOD is known to have insulin resistance, and that is why, if not treated on time, definitely this chronic insulin resistance is going to convert or develop diabetes mellitus, type 2 diabetes. So friends, you know, the PCOD, when we are talking, it's not that simple. Long term, it has got immediate symptoms, immediate issues. At the same time, for long term also, it has got its own side effects. So we have to take it very seriously. Now, simple thing, PCOS, I always say, it's not a disease like a malaria or dengue. You know, like, okay, you got malaria, got the blood test, got diagnosis in your hand, and now you are taking anti-malaria, and that is the reason that your malaria is gone. Okay, now you don't have to worry. But PCOD is something what we call it's a lifestyle changing disease. Means you have to be a disciplined person now. You have to have a good discipline for your diet, for your exercise, and overall your health. Okay, for this, definitely lot many different options of medications are available. The thing is, sometimes girls are just wanting to have a normal regular menstrual cycle, and for that they take cyclical pills, what we call as oral contraceptive pills. But girls, friends, and my dear, all the time these oral contraceptive pills, even if they are in a lower dose, they are not safe. Okay, they have got their own side effect. In long term, they can give you to obesity, they can give you hypertension, they can give you cancers, and they can give you stroke. Stroke means they can have a brain hemorrhage, and then the girl can get the paralysis attack, or any other brain related injuries. Okay, so I won't recommend all these OC pills or oral contraceptive pills. So instead of that, what I would recommend is, you just discipline your lifestyle and things will be fine. And when I'm saying discipline, so when especially when we are talking about obese PCOS, you have to have a good control on your weight. And when I'm asking to lose weight, what happens initially, we are very enthusiastic and we go for gym, diet, but we cannot we cannot sustain it for a longer time. फर्स्ट 2-3 months we are very much happy, हम लोगों में बहुत जोश होता है, हम लोग जोर शोर से जिम करते हैं, डाइट करते हैं, but you know what, after 2-3 months you give up. So you have to follow such kind of exercise which you can actually continue to perform for a longer period of time, which can be your, like, you know, it's a routine, it's a part of your routine. So you can have a brisk walking, running, jogging, jumping, skipping, or your swimming, anything of this cardio exercise. And second thing, the most important when I'm talking about PCOD, the first thing I have said in our causes is stress. So to get rid of that stress, to decrease that stress, to relieve that stress, I would always recommend meditation and yoga. Why meditation? It is going to make you calm, and yoga, of course, it gives a good exercise and it increases and improves the blood circulation in your body. So we have to have life modifying changes in our lifestyle modifying changes. Okay, now when we are talking about PCOD, let me tell you very frankly that if PCOD remains untreated for longer time, it is going to give rise to you what? First, diabetes, very common, and the second most, the girls who doesn't get their menstrual cycle every month or 2 months, then they are at risk to have endometrial cancer. What does that mean? The internal lining of your uterine cavity called endometrium. The chances of having that endometrial cancer are very much high, okay, compared to other non-PCOS girl. So when we know that we are going to be at risk of so many things, so it's always better to start right now how to treat, how to get diagnosed with this, where to get treated, and how to continue the lifestyle changes whatever you have made. And for that you need to visit your gynecologist. Thank you.